Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm making page kits for the Whole Kit and Caboodle YouTube hop. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making page kits for the Whole Kit and Caboodle hop over at with my friend Ginger over on Ginger's Corner, and we are all working together collaboratively. There will be a playlist below where everybody who's participating can add their videos. If you want more inspiration or you want to see what everybody else is up to, go check that out. And today I'm going to be starting out with the kit that I showed you last time. With this music notes photo play collection. So this is the collection kit that I want to use up, and I've added a few extra sheets to it, and I do have a few other things that I have as backup a little bit too. So I'm just gonna set the what is this, the cover page or branding page and the sticker sheet to the side for now, because the page kits I'm going to make are just going to be about the paper. So I am going to start out by taking, this is just kind of showing you like what my ideas are around taking a collection like this right from the beginning, and how am I going to use the whole thing, right? So here I am. The first thing I'm going to do actually is take this sheet, because it's not going to get used as like just a full sheet. I'm going to turn this one into some embellishments to go with the collection, and I'm just going to cut apart the cut aparts. So that's the first step. Usually I do this with paper pads, collection kits. Sometimes if there are some collection kits that have multiple cut apart pages, so sometimes I won't do that, but I'll pick one page that's going to be just cut aparts, or I will cut the page in half and choose some of that. But in this case, I only have one sheet of cut aparts, but I have two copies of it. So I'm going to use this one for the cut aparts, and then I'll use the other one for the back side, the B side, which is the what looks like music writing paper with the staff lines on it. So that is just where I'm going to start out. I'm not being super precise on these because I know that when I go to use them, I will probably punch some of them out, fussy cut some of them, cut them down, mat them, do all sorts of things. Although this one is pretty uneven all the way across, so maybe I'll take a little sliver of that off of there. And well, maybe that didn't work out anyway, so that's okay. And then once I get these all cut apart, I'll show you what my next step is. So today, Ginger made 6 page kits, so I'm also going to make 6 page kits. I often will do 6. That's how when I get a new collection to teach a class with, I usually make 6 layouts. So that's going to work out really nicely for me also, because this is what I bought the kit for originally. Was I was going to make a class with it, but then by the time I got around to like starting the class layouts, the whole thing had sold out. So there was nothing left. If my students wanted to make the same layouts as me, there was nothing left in the shop to buy. So I just switched to something else and thought I'll just use that for myself. So I get to share it with you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to put the little cut aparts back into my little container where I have my kit stored. So my kit embellishments and stuff, right? So I showed you this in my other video. I don't know what that's doing in there, but so that, if you're interested in that, you can go back on my channel and check it out. It was the first video I made for this series. Okay. My next step is going to be picking out what I want for my 6 background papers. So I think I want this one, the wood grain, these 2 plain backgrounds. I think I want one of these black guitar papers, and I'm not sure what else. So let's start there. So while I have them all found out, I can already see this one would make a good background. This one would make a good background. This one would make a good background. And especially with photo play, because I get 2 of each sheet, I'm not worried about using a full 12. I'm not usually anyways. I like to use the papers that I buy because I always want to buy new papers when the new collections come out. So I think these 4 for sure will make great backgrounds. I also wanted to do this as a background. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 backgrounds. What else would make a lovely background? I think maybe one of these. Or I have this one, but if I'm going to do this one, it's really flimsy. And maybe I feel like this one's a little bit too busy. I like this one better. Okay. Or, oh, hang on. There's another option here. I also really like this one. Yeah, I think I like that better. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 background papers. Those are the ones I'm going to work off of. So let's just stack them up. So this is where I'm going to draw from to start each kit. Okay. So for each kit, I'm going to want at least 2 papers from this little pile here. So I am going to start with this one. I like the black and white idea, or the black and craft idea. So I have a second one of those, but I don't feel like I'm going to need that. I can always go back in the kit and find it if I want it. I have this one, which goes pretty well with that. So I think I'm going to go with those 2 for sure. What else do I want to add in there? I think this might go in there too. Do I like those 3 together? Let me see. Yeah, they're pretty good together, I think. Do I want one more? That's the trick question here. I don't think so. I think that's going to be it for this particular bit. Okay, so this is going to be my background page, and then I'm going to make my layout with those other 2 papers. So then this is my kit number 1. I'm just going to pop that in here. I will probably bring in some cardstock to map photos, etc., etc. Then I have this background paper. So we are going to, oops, what is, this one's next. Let me just pop these out of the way. I feel like they're a bit distracting from what I'm trying to do here. Okay, so this is the next one. I do think I'm going to use both of these because what I'm thinking is I would like to cut this out and pop it up. So I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put both of those in. I also, what else do I like the idea of with this one? Rock and roll is what that makes me think of. So should I use the bright colors or should I go with a black and white? Maybe one of these, because I could use both sides of this with this paper. I really like that idea. And I don't think I'll have to do much on here because that guitar piece is going to take up a great big piece of the layout. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in here. And that's our page kit number 2. Next, we have, oops, the back side of our cut aparts, which is this lined white, which is awesome. And I'm going to just pick 2 really, or maybe 1 really pretty double-sided paper. I really like this one because I like the contrast of that this has a dark background and this doesn't, like this is really white. So I really like that idea. Ooh, I like that side too. Okay, and one more. I would like to have 3 patterns in each layout. Do I want, I think that one's too similar in size. This is what I'm looking at. Too similar in size, maybe. I do like this one too. Maybe I'll put those three together. So we have, that is for page kit number 3. And then we'll go on to page kit number 4, which is going to start with this wood grain paper, which was the back of that one that we just pulled. So this is going to be our base. What else could I put on here? I kind of like this paper. I really like the idea of cutting this and using this as like a piece across. And then I think I would also add like a black and white to it, because this doesn't really go with the other colors from the collection, but I think it will be pretty with this. So those are my 3 papers for this one. Those in. We'll make a couple more kits real quick. And let's see what we got here. So we have this one, which is that's not the base that I'm thinking. I want red. There we go. That makes more sense to me. Okay, and then I was thinking that maybe this one would look really good on here. And then I like that it's got this neutral on the back too, so that I can use both sides of that. But I'm also kind of thinking I like this one because it has that kind of burgundy kind of red in it as well. So I think I'm going to make those ones my 3 pages for this bit, this kit. And then one more page kit to go for the paper. Okay. And it is this one, which is this tone-on-tone blue music note paper, which is beautiful. And I'm just going to grab the last 2 colorful pages to go with this one, and that's going to be my 3. And that's it for the paper part of my kits. And then I am going to, I have 1 paper left, so I'll show you what I'll do with that. So this paper and the cover page and the sticker sheet are just going to go right back into this little container that I had during my kit share. And then I'm going to put it in here. It has also all of those music note papers that I showed in my kit share, and then the tone-on-tone colors that I pulled from my rainbow papers that coordinate so that I can use them for matting photos, background pages, etc., etc. if I change my mind when I get to it, and if not, they go back on the shelf at the end, right? So, but those are just to encourage me to just use the things. Okay, so that's where that is. These are my 6 paper kits. I think too, I might just turn the camera off for a minute, and I'm going to gather some photos that will go with this. I made an album on my phone of pictures that have the music related. I'll just show you guys. Hang on. So I just created an album that says music notes, and it just has photos that are music themed. You see that? Like, that's my buddy Jeremy. He's a local musician here in town, and my friends, we went to a concert together. This one was I think Super Bowl, my little guy making music on his on his pots and pans. So you get the idea, right? So I'm gonna make some layouts, and these are the photos that I put together. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of look at what I have. I'm going to print some things off, and I'm going to tuck those into here and probably add titles to go with each one based on what I had pulled out. So remember, I had pulled out some of these like pre-made titles, and then some other like these kinds of things. So I might add in those as well. So if I have my photos, my title, and my paper, the pages will come together pretty quickly, right? Okay. So I will pause the camera, I will print some photos, I will pop back in and add the photos with a title, and then you will be able to see where I'm going with having page kits all ready to go. And then next video we'll do some layouts. Okay, so hang on, I'll be right back. All right, so I went and printed off some of the photos that were in that music notes album that I made, and all I did was go through my photo camera roll and picked out some photos that I thought were relevant to music and popped them into that album. And then I just picked 6 events from that photo album on my phone and printed them off. And then we're going to match them with our kits, our paper kits, and that will give us a good starting point when we crack open the kits, the page kits, to make layouts. Okay, so I'm just going to grab a kit and then we're going to pick which photos are going to go with it. This is the one on the top, and it is that one with the big guitar where I'm going to fussy cut that second page out and pop it up on the side. And I feel like that needs to go with my buddy Jeremy. He is definitely, I mean, he plays all kinds of instruments, but when I think of him, I think of guitar. So we're going to go with those. And then what am I going to put for a title in there? I think I don't need to put all the titles in. I want to use up some of the titles that I picked out. So we're going to put that one in there. Okay, it will match. And then I have this one, which I think this one gives me Alanis vibes. So I'm going to put this one in there. My brother, it's a long story. I'll tell you more about it when we do that page, but Alanis Morissette. And I'm going to put, so I made a title for that one because I wanted it to be specific, and it says a little too ironic. And then I'm also going to put in these as a subtitle, Totally Radical. Giving me those 90s vibes. This is a recent event, but it has some history. So we'll talk about that more when we make that page too. And then what else we got? So we have this paper, and it is, let me just kind of pull it out a little bit. See what we got here. Okay. I think maybe I could do, I think Walk Off the Earth could go in here. Just because they have this like wild instrument thing, and I feel like actually maybe I want that to go with the instrument paper. So maybe I'll put, this is a playground in town that it has, part of it is called the Harmony Park, and it is where kids can just go and make music. It's really kind of cool. Okay, so we're going to toss that in there. That's going to be for that one. What am I going to put for a title for that one? What else do I have here? I have Music to My Ears might be cute, right? Aw. Okay, maybe. So I'll toss that one in there. I think that'll be fun. That'll be a fun title. I can get all of those extra embellishments in there. What else we got? I have this page kit, and it has, let me just double check what all the papers are. We have, oh yes, okay. And I believe our background paper is the red, right? Yeah, and then we have the craft, and then we have this one that also has the blue on the back, or greenish, I guess. So what do we want to do with that one? I feel like Rockstar, yep, definitely we can do Walk Off the Earth with that one. But then I was going to put it with the paper that has all the instruments, which is coming up. Maybe I'll tuck this one in there. Adam Levine. Oh, this was one of my favorite. I don't know if you, I don't always take pictures of it, but the only reason I ever watched the Super Bowl was for the halftime show. And I guess this was 2019. I looked at the date on the photos because I was like, what year was that? Maroon 5, Adam Levine performed at the halftime show, so I took a couple snapshots of the TV. So it's just another thing to document that's musical. Oh, I was gonna pick a, I could put Right Now, because that was like my favorite at that time. I really was, not my favorite, but I really was enjoying their music at the time. What do we got here? So we have this really thin kind of paper, and then we have the noted and that, and then the music notes on the back. So what I think we'll do karaoke with that one. So that's another musical event that you can add with music type of paper. I might put best and maybe memories, because my son and I sang a song at this karaoke party with our family, and it was a song that we used to sing when he was a little boy. It was really fun. Okay, so here's that music instrument paper, and I want to talk about the instrument that they played that was made especially for them at the Walk Off the Earth concert that I went to. And there's that. So could we put rock and roll in that one? And then these were the other things that that person made to go with that. So we'll tuck those in there as well. There we go. Okay, so those are my 6-page kits that I'm going to start with. So we're going to make some layouts next. I don't know if I'll do them all on camera, but I'll start with that. So we'll make some layouts and we'll show how quickly they come together. And yeah, so this is how I'm going to start using up this kit, and we'll see how far we get. All right. So the challenge again is to use up a kit from start to finish. So I'll be starting with this collection kit. I made some paper kits, and I'm going to take you through the steps on how I'm going to use up the whole collection. And I hope you find some inspiration from that. And I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.